I'm delighted to be joined again by Jake, co-founder of London Shared, here in their offices in Parsons Green in London. And Jake, obviously you've got a record of that the rent-to-rent model does work, but you share our fears that unfortunately it's often seen as a kind of get-rich-quick route to success in property, and that you don't need any money to do it, etc. And one of the things that you told me really was kind of a big exclamation mark to me in a way about how long it takes you to actually make money from a property.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. There's a lot of people that think that it's a quick and easy way to make a lot of money fast. It's not. For us, it takes about a year for us to break even with the money that we put down. We will spend anywhere from £5,000 to £10,000 on a property with the furnishings and everything else in between, the licenses, etc. So someone thinking that they're suddenly just going to go on and take 50 properties on and suddenly be driving around in a Porsche, I think it doesn't work, and it's been shown to not work from all these people that unfortunately go out of business and they end up owing deposits, because what they do is they use those deposits as working capital, which is a big thing that I'm against.
Absolutely. So what sort of setup costs do you have involved in your properties? Obviously you're going very high end for professional tenants.
Yeah, we fully furnish them throughout. So anything you can think of that you need in a service department, but service rooms as well, that we have. So ranging from LCD TVs to pots, pans, everything in between, your Henry Hoover, just anything that you could potentially need. Obviously we set up all of the bills, council tax, we have weekly cleaners in all of our properties as well. So all of those costs do add up. And then if you're going to get an HMO license, you're going to need fire safe doors, fire alarm systems, you need to do all those sorts of things with the council, and it takes time and money.
Indeed. From a landlord's point of view, rent-to-rent done properly can be a very attractive option. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how you kind of explain it to your landlords, because essentially you can offer a sort of hassle-free solution for a landlord that's perhaps a bit tired, doesn't want the hassle anymore.
Yeah, well, it's guaranteed rent, but I hate using that phrase because it's thrown around everywhere as if it's, again, this rent-to-rent buzzword. But it is. When we take on a property, we take it for 3 to 5 years. We will pay that rent monthly in advance. We will look after everything. We will be the point of call for all of the tenants. If something goes wrong, we comprehensively manage the whole property. So a landlord can literally just totally forget about it and carry on with their lives and just check their bank accounts every single month. We have more and more people coming to us now who are moving out to the country or moving overseas, and we're the perfect solution for them because they don't want to have to deal with it.
Quite. And I guess if you're kind of guaranteeing the rent, you're going to be even more sort of rigorous with your tenant referencing.
Yeah, massively. It's a big thing for us. Not only do we check landlord reference and obviously their employment reference as well, and passports, all that sort of stuff, gut feel is a big thing for us, because at the end of the day we're going to pay that rent if they don't pay that rent. If there are any damages, we're going to be paying for those damages. So from our point of view, we treat every single tenancy as if we're putting someone into our own home. So it's really important for us that we keep really stringent with our referencing processes.
And you've been in business for 8 years now, and this is a model that you've kind of fine-tuned as you've gone along, haven't you? So you have a lot of experience in the rent-to-rent sector, and I think one of the things that you're very passionate about is best practice and professional standards, because it's totally unregulated.
Yeah, anyone can do it. Just like you just need to pick up a phone, call an agent and say, hey, I'll pay this amount of rent. Quite often an agent will see pound signs and say, great, there's commission in it for me, and then the deal gets done. Unfortunately, they quite often don't have the right contracts with their landlords and with their tenants. As I said before, they'll use deposits as working capital because they run out of money. They think that just because they rent it out for a profit on the first round that it's going to continue on for the next 5 years. It quite often doesn't. You're going to have to lower your prices over time just because it's not a brand new property anymore, in the sense that it's all well and good showing a property when no one is living in it and it's all dressed and everything else, but when a tenant is living there, it is just like letting any other property. It doesn't quite look as shiny, so you might not get the same rental levels. And if everything is based on 100% occupancy and a certain rent level, if you don't margin in those sorts of, I guess, padding, just in case things don't go quite so well, then you're in trouble.
Absolutely. Well, thanks very much for sharing those insights. And if you've got any questions for Jake and the guys at London Shared, they're very keen to answer any questions you may have about rent to rent. And it's really great to have your input on Property Tribes, Jake. Thank you very much.
Cheers.